moved in his mother with Alzheimer's. I can't take it any longer.
Honestly, yeah, it's a hard situation.
Did
I don't even have anything funny to say about that. That's just hard.
Yeah, that is really hard. I'm very much at the end of my rope here with this situation. My husband's mother has Alzheimer's. It became evident this year that she could no longer manage to live alone without supervision. That's really very hard. We live in a 3-bedroom house, and so my husband wanted to move her into one of the spare rooms. I agreed to this only as a temporary solution until we found a home for her to be moved to. By the way, this comes from Alzheimer's Woes, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, we had a very long discussion about this, and I told him very seriously that neither of us is equipped to be her home nurse. He agreed and promised me it would be a short stay, and he would begin to look at homes immediately. It is now a month later. My husband has not found a home. I don't even think he's been looking that hard. His mom needs to be supervised with everything. She can't even make her own meals. I found a slice of toast in the sink because she had mistook it for a dish and tried to wash it. She almost ate canned cat food thinking it was canned ham. This forces me to prepare her meals for her. This is really, really hard.
Okay, but like, where is he?
That's the thing.
Where is he? Is he at work?
Yeah.
What's he doing? Where is he?
I work from home, so between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m., I am doing work on my laptop. I cannot focus on what I have to do. I translate legal documents because she wanders into my study and starts talking to me about nothing. She thinks because I'm at home and on the computer that I'm not busy. The house is a mess. When it was just my husband and I living here, everything stayed clean and tidy. I washed the floors once a week, and that was fine. Now I find myself having to clean almost every day because his mother spills things on the floor and drags in mud from our garden and yard. She is dirty and leaves dishes and cups on top of her kitchen island as if to say, you put these away. She doesn't flush the toilet. She leaves pieces of food out to mold. She smells sour because she forgets to bathe for days on end. And I adamantly refuse to take on that task as well. My husband is the one who tells her to go bathe. Our spicy sleep life is flatlined. He's too tired and stressed, and I'm too annoyed. There's always the fear she's going to barge in too because she doesn't register anything. I am sick of this. My house feels like a prison. My husband is useless. All he says is I haven't found the right home for mom, or if he sees her being slightly more lucid than the day before, he makes excuses that she's made an improvement. Oh, today she made her own toast and ate it instead of putting it in the sink. Whoopee. It is beginning to feel like we'll be stuck with her until she passes away, which I think OP is saying there. Like, he keeps saying, oh, she's getting better. She's getting better. She put her toast in the trash. And it's like, no.
He's
bro.
Like, he's trying to take anything as a victory right now.
Yeah.
Which is so sad. I get it.
I'm putting myself in the shoes of like if this was my mom.
Absolutely.
And if I saw like my wife posted and said some stuff like this, I think I'd leave her. I'm not going to lie. That's just me.
Well, we don't
I don't think I could get over being like, she made a piece of toast. Whoopee. Like, I'd be like, dude, that's my mom. Like, I don't know.
But also, I don't know. I'm feeling a lot of empathy for both
sick.
of them.
She's ill. I know that she's not wrong either. Like, she's right on. It's like, yeah, she needs to be in a home.
Yeah.
I am not a caregiver. I have a job.
But it's just
but
like
we all have a breaking
frustrating.
point. It's been a month.
I think it's both of them are.
But it's like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to look at my partner the same way if I found out she was saying this stuff. I don't. But that's just me. And maybe I'm just a little mommy's boy. But yeah, I don't know.
This situation is turning me into a bad person. I resent his mother now, and I am shamed to say it, but I start hoping she will have an accident. Oh. That lands her in the hospital, so she's finally out of the house. I can't live like this anymore. Yes, I feel bad because it's his mom and the only family is left, but this is not the life I signed up for. I need my house back and my peace of mind too. I want the kitchen counter to stay clean for more than a few days and the floor to sparkle for more than a day. I want my quiet mornings back to myself. I want to take a bath and not worry about how long I'm taking because of what she may be doing. How do I approach this with my husband? I am tired of him pussyfooting around saying, we'll see how this week goes, and putting it off. I need to talk to him in a way that is both sensitive and firm. Desperate for some advice.
Well,
and there is an edit and an update.
Yeah.
I think you go to him and you say like, hey, I love your mom and I understand that you love your mom a lot, but like, we can't help her. Her quality of life here is bad. And like, I want her to have the best quality of life. And I think that she will get that with someone who has the time and ability to care for her. And let's work together. Because I noticed that, you're having trouble doing this and like finding a place for it. Let's do it together. Let's take a weekend or maybe a couple weekends, look through all of them together, find a place. Unfortunately, it's going to require more things from you, but I think you have to hold his hand a little bit in this moment. Yeah. Because this is really, really hard for him too. Yeah. There is an edit though. Oh my God, you guys, I'm so overwhelmed by the support and responses. I actually sat here and cried for a bit. I'm sorry if I came off as angry. There's been so much built up frustration. It felt good to actually say how I feel to someone.
Yeah, it's the vent. That's what I was thinking.
I'm talking to Mike when he gets home today. And there is an update. So let's get into it.
All right.
Hi everyone, I wanted to post an update since so many people requested one in the first post. I know it's been quite some time, but a lot has happened and it finally calmed down enough that I could find the time to post. Good news, husband's mom is now in an appropriate home.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Oof.
We were able to find a place about an hour drive from where we live that was $7,000 a month and that had pretty great reviews. We obviously toured it first and talked to the staff and asked extensively about activities, cleaning schedules, food, etc. Mother-in-law was moved in this week. We were really lucky. Because of our location, there wasn't a long waiting list, and there were several openings this month alone. It also helped we had a strong referral from her longtime physician, the one who actually told us about this place to begin with. So basically, what happened after that post, I called Mike and told him we needed to talk when he got home. When he got in, we sat in my study and I laid it out for him. I told him exactly how I felt about the situation, told him it was enough. I showed him some printouts of information I had on Alzheimer units surrounding us, even articles on coping with having a parent going through this. Long story short, we got into an argument. He accused me of being unsupportive, being selfish, etc. I refused to take it. I have been the one to stay home and babysit his increasingly sick mother all day. Not him. I told him that, and that if he was so dedicated to having her stay in the house, he could be the one to take care of her. I was at the absolute limit.
Completely fair.
Yeah. I packed a bag and checked myself into one of the nicer hotels. I went out and bought some bath bombs and wine, and for the first time in a long time, I just had time for me. I was able to sit on my laptop and actually get ahead on my work. He was, of course, texting me and calling, but it was just to continue his tirade, which I could happily ignore for the time being. I knew that he would soon be seeing things in a much different light. It seriously took only 2 days. He begged me to come home. He told me he was sorry and that he didn't know just how bad it was. I told him he'd have to do better than that and to actually take her to the doctors and get that referral so we could have her moved to a long-term care ASAP. Make an appointment at home. Start prepping her for the move. Until then, I wasn't checking out of my newly found peace and quiet. He wasn't taking care of her. He didn't understand because he wasn't taking care of her.
How long have these people been together? I don't know. This just, I get it. Again, I understand her position, but this all just feels like the most sort of, is it aggressive? No, it's like the most like abrasive way of going about this. Where you're just like, I'm not coming home. You're not going to see your wife until you like figure all this out. And it's like, I get it. I get it that you've been doing this, but it's also a month is not a long time. I feel like a lot of this just built up and bubbled and bubbled and bubbled until it became this raging boil inside her. And like
dealing with people who are very sick, especially with people who have dementia and Alzheimer's, is incredibly hard and makes people angry and mad and guilty, and just it creates all of these feelings, especially when it's someone you love. He actually came through. Her physician, a really, really great guy, by the way, who also had a parent go through this, got us fast-tracked for this place. I think that paired with Mike seeing his mom's actions really helped to open his eyes to the reality of the situation. She wasn't just a little off, she was actually a danger to herself. I also talked to my husband about getting therapy. I told him it would be normal to have feelings of guilt or sadness over this, and that I thought he should take the time to see someone. I offered to go with him if he wanted me to be there. He said he would think about it, and I decided not to push it. I will take it up with him again, though, if I see he's not doing well because of it. He cried a lot the day we had to take her in. When we got home, we had a long talk about how he felt, and he told me he was sorry. He said I was selfish and uncaring. He said he realized how much I must have cared to do that for him for 3 months.
3 months?
3 months.
Not 1 month?
No, 3 months.
It's been 3 months now.
3 months.
My point is, it's like, I feel like this all could have been talked about and discussed earlier. Get it? A lot of this was just OP, like, just needed to vent all of these feelings and thoughts out, which is fair. And we're all
OP,
human.
I feel like OP wasn't trying to be like, I hate her. It's just like, I hate the situation.
She just needed to say this out loud.
The one comment she said about like, oh, I wish something bad happens to her. I didn't like that one. OP did say, like, I feel like the bad guy, but like, I'm at my wit's end. And that makes so much sense. And no one's saying that you are a bad person.
It's just care of a person who is that sick. I told him it doesn't mean someone doesn't care when they have to just admit they can't handle something. There are professionals for a reason. We're just not them. So that's where we're at right now. This week is more about everything settling down, him getting used to his mom being away, me getting the house back to normal and getting back into routine. I've left her belongings in the room she was occupying so we could still have that piece of her and we could bring things to her as necessary. They gave us a list of clothing items needed, but it was mostly comfortable houseware like PJs and slippers. And since it's not winter yet, nothing bulky like sweaters or coats. I had to have the mattress replaced in her room though, because she had wet the bed often and not said anything. anything, so it was destroyed. I cleaned up her bathroom and just tidied the room up in general, so it was livable again. By the way, you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to the story. But like anyone who's experiencing this right now has experienced this, just know like we, hearts in the chat for you. Hearts from me to you.
Absolutely.
It's a really, really, really awful. Any long-term sickness is just...
Yeah, we're human. We're not superheroes. If that was your job, then that's something different. But you actually have your own freaking life.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's at the point where, you're not living 2 jobs, especially in your household.
Mm-hmm.
You want to at least have some wind down time.
Yeah. I want to say thanks to everyone who weighed in. So much good advice and words I much needed to hear in that original thread. And thank you to everyone who shared their personal story and gave their suggestions on how to help husband cope. Hopefully from here on out, things can be a lot more stable. It's definitely not easy. And I wish that in a perfect world, none of this would have to be happening, but it already feels so much better this way. And that is the end of the story.